Welcome to the Decisions Lunch and Learn. I'll be your host, Jared. If you have any questions on the Decisions platform or any of the features that are happening down the pipeline, feel free to post them in the chat or the Q&A. A cool thing to be aware of is near the end of the week. I know yesterday we had Kirsten. She was going to be doing some demonstration in the Decisions platform on Thursday, but instead we have Josh Lax. He'll be doing an AI agents demonstration. So feel free to attend that. It's going to be really cool to see what new AI features are coming down the pipeline for Decision. But with that being said, if you have any other questions or any other items you'd like to talk about, feel free to post that in the chat or in the Q&A, and I'll get some of them as fast as possible. The other thing we do have is we still have our Decisions training YouTube channel. Right. You can see what recent videos that we've created and what we're doing to spread the knowledge and help you build better with a lot of our specifically curated courses to grow your decisions knowledge that we have here. So feel free to visit that. That's at the uh, Decisions Training channel. Go to find Decisions Training there or scan the QR code on that sidebar. We also have our Decision Solution Marketplace where you can look at all of the projects that we've created in Decisions and how those are helpful and beneficial. Alrighty, with that being said, let me know if you have any questions. I have the chat open and I'll help out as best as I can. Welcome, Grant Long and Jeremy McNeil. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat of anything you're curious about decisions. Um, I'll be able to answer that to the best of my ability, or if I need to work on it after the call, I'll work on it after the call and send you guys an email of what has happened. So if you have any questions, feel free to post that in the Q&A. Awesome. What are some of the new features that have just come with 919 or are coming in the future? I've not been able to attend that LNL for a while, just catching up. Yeah, man. So great question. So yeah, let's dive in through that. I'm going to pull up the decisions documentation channel or website, and let's go through 919. on some of the cool features we have there. So let me go ahead and open that real quick. Let's see. It's not on the screen just yet. Release notes, and we have 9, and we have 919. All right, I'm going to move it to the screen here. Alrighty. Here are some 919 release notes. A lot of what we've done here in 919 is there's a big change into the active form flow designer, or active form flows in general, rather. What we're trying to do is make it easier to know what active form flows are running and what active form flows do. So we actually have a whole, I think, new YouTube video that goes in. Let me pull up the screen here. We've moved the active form flow panel to the left side, right? And so you can easily see what active form flows run and what active form flows, what controls it affects on the form. So as you can see there, there's an example of you can turn them off and on now by a toggle button. And you can also, if you left click, you can highlight what control that affects. So it just makes it easier when you're designing active form flows to know what they touch, because oftentimes because you didn't have this, you'd have to click on the active form flow, then you have to read the flow, find out what controls are being used to flow, then consciously remember what controls it affects, and then go back to the form designer, and it just makes it very difficult to understand. So this is a nice quality of life update that we've added in 919, where you can easily see what your active form flows are doing. There's also just some updated quality of life updates, like a thumbnail preview and gallery. And so that's some of the cool things we've added there. I think there is a new control here where now you can have a different type of button. Can I zoom in on this just so we can see this a little bit better? Yeah, so now we have this new like run flow drop down button where you have 3 different types of buttons. You can have a link. I'm sorry, not that you have a link. You can have one button run have 3 different flows tied to it. And so people can left click it and see the flow they want and run that. As you can see here, we have the loan flow, loan contact us form flow, and then we also have the another form that will then run and display the loan application. So that's a couple of cool features there. So one form control will allow you to tie more than one flow to it to give people like a drop down menu of options. So pretty cool stuff. Pretty amazing. There's another. Let me put this link in the chat because I know this is probably a very boring session if you just have me go through every one of them. So let me type this in the chat for everyone. So here's the link to the release notes. Those are the things that I know for me as an internal developer, I've been excited about: the active form flow changes and the new page control with the multiple flows you can run to it. Let's see. Oh, another thing that's cool too, this is another one worthy of note, is that we now, if you install the AI Common module and some of the AI modules that we have, what you can do is if you want to have a description generated from what your rule or your flow or your designer element does, we now have an action where you can look at the description and click on this kind of sparkles, right? Magic and sparkles. And when you click on it, you can instruct the AI, or I think the AI will generate an example description that you can use for your own designer elements, making it easier for people to know what your designer element is used for, and also save you time for not having to write a description, or now you don't have to forget about writing a description when it's just an easy button click on AI. So pretty cool stuff. So that's I think the biggest things that we see here for it. Yep, generate, and iterate with AI. Let's see, some improved responses of forms, just really good stuff here. So that's kind of the what's covered in version 919 release notes. So if you haven't, feel free to download and update to version 919. I think I have that on my local. Let me see if I do. I might be on 918. I forgot to update because if I have it. All right, what version am I on? Yep, I'm on 918. So I'm not. If I was on 919, I would demonstrate those generative features so you can see it. But that's the cool stuff inside of version 919. So thanks for the question, Grant. Anybody else have any questions? Anything else? Cool. James asked a question. If I wanted to check if files in a folder were equivalent to files that may be added, what steps should I use? I was thinking about hashing the files and then, that's a neat idea. I totally forgot about creating a hash. I was thinking about hashing the files when comparing those. Let's see. I was thinking about hashing the files, then comparing those would work, but the steps aren't so clear to get there. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give you permission to speak if in case you want to give some more context, but I think I understand what you're going at. So let's have some fun and let's build it. But yeah, feel free, James, if you want to add some more context, let me know.
Uh, yeah, I guess we'll just see what we do first here.
Exactly.
I think you know it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I love the question because you brought me back to when I took network security in college, and we were talking about hashing or how to know like if something's been altered in transit, and it's comparing the hash. So I was like, wow, I haven't heard that word in a long time. All right, so we'll say fun with hashing browns, hash files, and let's see. Oh, that's not the well. That security. We'll do shield. How's that? Pick, and then we'll say this is hashing files. Files for fun. Now, a quick question for you, James. Will you is this files in decisions or is just files like in a Windows or Mac OS or server directory?
They're files in decisions that are will be stored in a case entity folder.
Got it. Okay, cool. Perfect. Love it. Alrighty. So let's see what we can do here. So I have, let's see, hashing. Fun. Alrighty. Okay, first let's see what we have. In regard to hashing files. So before I kind of do all my experimentation, I'm gonna use my handy dandy Dart tool. Man, I feel like we're watching Blue's Clues. Handy dandy notebook. Handy dandy Dart tool. And we'll say, what are the steps used for uh, hashing files in a flow for comparison? I'm wondering what it will say. As it's thinking, I think, oh, perfect. I was like, I can continue working. And let me just create another folder so I just don't have this dashboard. It's a cool dashboard, but I'm not a big fan of it because it just makes it a little bit busy for me. This is flow stuff. And we can create that. And let's create a flow. And I'll say this is create testing files flow. Alrighty. To hash file for comparison, load the file. Okay, I don't need the steps. I can figure that part out. I just want to know what a convert file to byte array if needed. Use the get HMAC SHA-256 hash or another step such as the get HMAC 3. Okay, so it's just different encryption sizes or encryption things.
So
Uh, Go ahead.
there's this step for get hash from string, which
Mhm.
I think would be best because then you don't use a key for hashing
Ah,
with
that
the
makes
HMAX
sense.
steps do. Um, well,
Get hash. Let me just look up hash. What are you using version 8 or version? Ah, okay.
9. Yeah, it's that one there.
This one
256
that
the other
makes
one.
sense. Ah, okay, cool.
But I was having difficulty maybe turning the list of bytes into just one string of bytes for the comparison to
Oh,
HMAX.
I see. Because I gotcha. Okay, cool. We'll talk about that. Let's see. Where do I want to do this? I'm gonna create just a small notepad. And I'll say this is a file with data. And then that's what's gonna be called. We're gonna save my note.txt, just file with data. I'm gonna put this on my desktop. I'm just doing this off screen. All right, cool. Now I'm gonna open up another uh thing to decisions here, and I think I called it like hash. Till I forgot the name. what do I call it? Hashing files for fun. Okay, so it should be H, haha. Hashing files for fun. I'm gonna go, let me just create a normal folder here where I'll just store these documents. I'll just say this is my files. And I think this should still be the same. Let me drag over this document here. Bump, desktop and files with data.txt. I'm going to add this thing here. We'll add it as a document. Document successfully. And can I add it twice? I think I want to add it twice. Aha, perfect. Now I'm going to change the name of this. More manage, not make public, update. Oh, that's not what I want. I just want it. Thank you. Rename. Haha. This is going to be the data two. Rename the document. Perfect. So got that part. So now at least I can distinguish them, but I want to compare if those two things are the same. Let's flip back over here. And then what we can do is I can say, okay, let's get the fetch entities, fetch my documents. And we're going to go to document dot decisions. You could do the same thing with file reference. I'm just using document, so I just don't have to, I can use less steps to illustrate the point. Let's say string. Okay, I got you. String encoding type. Do you have a specific type that you used for here, or no? Just any type is fine.
Um, no,
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know.
I'll just
I just, yeah.
yeah, UTF-32. All right, so I'm gonna. I don't want to connect that there. Document. Let me parent folder constant, and let me pick that folder that I just created. My files, public folder. That's perfect. Let me just debug this to make sure I get both my files. We got one, and we got two. Perfect. All right, so we got everything there for the document. And so now, let's say I want to loop through. Trying to undo this. I'm going to create a create data step. And I'll just say this one is with the output. Okay, output is string. I'm just going to copy this step because I'll use this for both those documents. And probably what we'll do is and this is, I'll type this like second hash, and this will be the first hash. First hash, perfect. Connect this here. Oop, actually no, I need a for each step. For each step, we run, oops, no, we run this. This will go to the next path. This will go to the done path. This will have all the different, uh, actually, okay, no, I don't need this. I'm being silly. I just need the results path to connect to here because all I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's just see if I can run this. So the string that I need is going to come from here. So let's go to the actual problem. So let's say I go to the first document. And what I need to do is I need to grab, let's see, I think it's the data. Nope, it's not here. Folder, abstract. Oh wait, does it not store it? Extension data. That just is the folder stuff. Abstract data storage. That should. Document reference ID. Oh, maybe I should have used file reference. Darn it. Okay, because now I think I need to use a different step to get that material. But to make it easier, because I think you understand how to fetch it, I'm just going to do two files here. I will say this is file one, file two, because I don't have to change all of that stuff there. Because I think your main question was if I can get file data, but I have the bytes, how do I convert that to a string, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do that here because that's gonna be a little bit easier than trying to fetch it all. All right, I'm gonna set the perfect. So It's already up at constants. I'm going to do this one, file one, and then file two right here. Cool. So now we have those files inside of the system. All right, this is where the meat and potatoes. So if I do this, we have the bytes, which is a content, and we need a string. So let's try this. What if you can convert bytes to base 64 string? I say convert base 64, that's the reverse. There was also like a get string. I feel like base 64, I just want get string. Get bytes from string, no, the other way around.
That's the one
Uh,
at the bottom there.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. I was wondering if there's one. That's where I can pick the encoding. Sure, we'll just do encoding name. What was it? UTF-32. Actually, there's just one right there that has it. Let's just choose that one. Get string from UTF-32. This way I can just pass in the bytes. So perfect. So I can say we pass this one here. We're going to copy this one. This goes here. That goes here. That goes here. And then now we just do the mapping. Bytes of file one. We got contents. And this is going to be the first get string from output UTF-32. And this will be the second. And then I can flow data grab file two, contents. And then now let's see if we can then grab the first and get the hash. And then also we get a second, I think. Yes, that is correct. And then I guess now we just use a string equals. Oh my gosh, that's not what I wanted. I smushed my step now. All right, because now what I want is, let's just do a string equals. Case insensitive, that actually we want false for this context. So we want to make sure it's exactly right. All right, so then I'll go on this side over here. I'm gonna move, yes, I understand. Move this one here. And cool. So now we can say, all right, is the value one, which is the first hash string, equal to the second hash string? Then now if we debug this, see what happens. We have true. Okay, cool. So here's the hash that was created from it, and then here's the hash values from the. Okay, so now I'm going to take the same document that I created earlier. Let me update it. I'm going to do this off screen. I'll do file with data text. I'm going to say it with data to text. So I updated that file, but I'm saying it's the same thing. And so now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this instead of this being file data text. I'm going to have it pick the new, let's see, yep, the new file data text, even though I kept the same name. So it'll look the same, but I believe this should return false. Aha, it does because the hash, yep, the hash is different. So I think, yeah, I think there are, the only problem I can see that you may come across is just you may have to know what encoding type to know what get string from bytes you would need to use. Um, because we have one that allows you to say with encoding. Let's see, get string length. That's not what I'll get string. What is this? Nope, that's not it.
Yeah,
That's just.
if it's like different encoding types, or possibly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the
mm,
only one I could see. There is a generic one that says get bytes with encoding, and then now in the encoding name is a variable, so you can have it like, hey, test with this encoding. If fails, try this other encoding, or if whatever the output, if the output makes no sense, then try this encoding. I'm with it. So, but that's the only. I think that's how it would work though. But yeah, the hash is a great idea, as you can see. it was able to identify whether it's different or not. So, any follow-up questions to that?
Yeah, the only thing I'm confused on is what encoding I should I should use. I mean these probably just be like doc files or
Oh,
um,
that's that. We can find that out. What is the most common encoding type for what kind of files would you be using?
probably like Microsoft
Like off Word.
docx, yeah, like Word
Okay.
files, maybe PDF sometimes.
Word and PDF files. Is it UTF? UTF. I can't spell. UTF 32. Da-da-da-da. UTF 8. Okay, so if you're using a lot of docx or a PDF files, it looks like it's a UTF 8 for that. So I would try out with that. So use 32-bit 4-byte length for every character, which is simpler for programming. Okay. So yeah, so it looks like UTF-8, and I think in decisions we have, yep, UTF-8. So it would be this one you'd want to use
Okay,
for the process.
awesome, awesome, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. All righty. Any other questions? Oh, I think we have. Oh, never mind. I answered that one. All right. With that being said, I think it's a great stopping point. So we'll go ahead and end the lunch and learn there. Thank you guys so much for attending. Thank you so much for the questions. Don't forget, though, this Thursday we have Josh Lax with our product management team. He's going to be talking about all things AI agents, what they do, how they work, and some of the newer things that are coming along with that newer feature that is kind of going to be demonstrated but not out just yet. So if you have any feedback or anything you want to submit as some feedback for that feature, please attend that one. It's going to be a great session. But without further ado, thank you so much for attending, and I'll see you guys next time.